Hey guys, it's Jason with Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game that we just got from Kickstarter about pea plants. And that game is called Genotype. Genotype is a game from Genius Games. They've done cytosis, they're doing cellulose, I think they've done periodic, there's others that I can't remember. And this game plays from 1 to 5 players, about an hour or so. And what you're doing in this is you are experimenting on pea plants like Mendel, and you're trying to figure out what makes certain traits of the plant and why. So, you know, dominant traits, homozygous dominant and heterozygous dominant, which means, you know, 2 big letters, a big letter and a little letter, or homozygous recessive, 2 little letters. You know, we've all seen the Punnett Square, we know that type of thing. So you're trying to do the experiments to validate traits that you want on certain pea plants to score points, because I think Gregor Mendel was all about scoring points. At least that's what I've been told, so I don't really know. But this is a worker placement game with some dice rolling, a little bit of luck, and some set collection. Sort of. That's enough talking about it. Let's go to the table. Check it out. Alright, so here's a game of Genotype. Almost all set up for 2 players. To set up, you're going to give each player a player board, which will look like this. You're going to give them 3 of their spades, 3 of their research markers, a coin. 2 of the spades will go over there in the box. And each player is going to get 3 plant cards and a tool. So in this case, I have the seed bag, which will let me do an action later. And I also have these plants. What you're going to do with these 3 plants is you're going to plant 1, keep 1 in your hand, and discard the other. So let's just see. I don't know. I'll just pick this one. I'll keep this one that has 4 traits because it's worth 11 points. And then I'll discard this one. This player will do the same. I'm just going to randomly pick 1 to discard, and they will discard this one. Okay. And they'll plant, ooh, nice. They'll plant this one. They have this tool, a pollen brush, which is really good. And they're going to keep this one off in their hand. All right. And that is set up for the players. Now for the board, you're going to flip 3 assistants, which are these cards over here. And then you're going to put the coins in the treasury off the side of the board. There's these little leaf items here that are off the board. You can't really see them. There's an extra plot that's off the board, and there's extra die spaces that are off the board. You're going to put the round marker, the time on 1. You're going to put all of these starting markers on the abacus in the appropriate spots that are a little darker. In a 2-player game, you're going to flip 3 cards and 3 tools, and they're, you know, that's just how it's set up. And you're going to put a coin on each of these, and you're going to put the 2 banners to possibly change the outcome of the Punnett Square off to the side. And someone's going to be the first player marker. I'll go ahead and do that. All right, so let's just get started. So this player's first. What you're going to be doing on your turn is it's a worker placement game. You're trying to go onto this board to gather plant cards, pea plant cards, get coins, get tools, do some research at the university to fill in the traits on your pea plant to score points. The ultimate goal of the game is to research your pea plant completely so you can cover it up, do some gardening, take it out of your garden, score points. So that's worth 7. There's a worth 6. The more cards you can fill up, the more points you're going to get. So we'll talk about that a little more as we play. So let's just get started. So this player has a spade. What they want to do is, what do they want to do? I'm actually going to go to the treasury, take 2 coins. In a 2-player game, only 1 person can go there, so that's pretty valuable. All right, then this player, they want to go get some more cards. So they'll come over here. You can take 2 cards from face up, face down, any combination that you want. And I think they want this one. And they'll take this one. Okay. So they have 2 new cards with some big traits, 11 and 10 points. So that's a lot of points. No hand limit on cards. You can have as many cards as you want. Okay, and they do not refill. This player, let's see. I'm actually going to play my seed bag. I got to go to the nursery for that, so I don't want to do that yet. Let's see. I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to take a watering can. So you go down here, you got to take a tool. Watering can lets me research a trait immediately. So I'm going to do that. I will put it right there. Then this card gets discarded, and I'm done. All right, I'm back to green. What do they need? They need big G. So they're going to come over here. Whenever you go to either this space at first shift or this space, if there's a coin there, you get it. So they get the coin. And now what they're going to do is they're going to mess with the alleles on the chart here so they can try to get an outcome from the research in their favor. So what they're going to do is they're going to put this section over here as big G, not little g, because they want to make more possibilities of getting a dominant trait in the color section. So this is for smoothness, this is for the color of flowers, this is for the color of the pea pods, and this is for tall or short plants. Back to me. What do I need? I need big R, little r. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come here, take a coin. I'm going to make this big R, because I need a dominant gene real bad. So now I have 3 out of 4 options, or 50-50 options on getting a big R. And then over here, what do they want to do? They have 2 coins. You know, this might be crazy, but I think I'm going to garden. So they're going to go to their own board, and they're going to garden. What happens when you garden is you can take a plant card or a tool card, and then you can plant. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to take a tool. I'm going to use it immediately so I get to verify a trait. I'll do this one right here. I can pull up any completed cards, which I don't have yet, but I want to plant another one so I can have more stuff to work on. And I want to do this one because it also has a big G, and we'll see what happens. So now I have 2 plants that I can be working on. And that is that turn. All right, so that's all the worker placement phase. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to, what is this phase called? I forget actually. Not research. Plant breeding phase. So we're going to the plant breeding phase. What happens here is we're going to roll all these dice, and we're going to then be drafting them to try to complete more traits. So let's just go ahead and do that. So yellow and green. All right, if you roll any mutated ones, which are the X's, you re-roll them at least just one time. If they're X's again, they stay X's. A 3 is a big G. A 1 is a big G. 2 is big G, little g. 1 is 3. So you just follow this chart. So a 3 would be a big T, little t. That's why I'm putting them where they go. So all of these are big T, little t. And then 1 is big T. Then we'll do the same with these. 4 is big R, little r. Ooh, I gotta roll a lot of X's here. Got 5 X's I gotta re-roll. All right, so these stay X's. A 3, big R, little r. 1, big R, little r, or big R. 1, big R. Oh, that's wrong. X1 over here is big F. 2, big F, little f. 1, big F. All right, so there's what we got here. Now, if someone went to any of these first shift spaces, they would get the first dibs on the dice of that color. Then if someone went to second shift, they would get the next dib of any die that they want. But since no one did that, in player order, we're going to take 1 die at a time. So I need a big R, so I'm going to take it. And now I can cover up my big R, and I've got a completed plant, which is both kind of good and kind of bad. They need lots of things over there, and they're going to do big G. They're going to take a big G, which is that one, and they're going to use their pollen brush. Pollen brush, you get whenever you complete a trait, you get to mark all the other traits on your plants that match that exactly. So in this case, they took a big G. Both their plants have a big G, so they can cover up them both, which is pretty nice. Now I can't take any more dice for traits, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take dice for money. So the mutated genes dice have a couple options. You can take one strictly as it is for a coin, which is what I'm going to do. So I take that, I take a coin. Other thing you could do, if I didn't want to do that, say I took this and I take this one, I'll put them back. I take this. If you take a mutated gene in any other die, you can use that red to be any of these combinations that you want. So if I need a big F, little f, and there wasn't any, I could take 2 dice to be 1 die of anything that I want. All right, but instead I just took the mutated die to take a coin. That player, what do they need? They need big T, big R, big R. So let's do big T, big T. So they'll do that. Okay, covered up big T, big T. It's really hard to reach. Back to me, I can only take one of these for a coin. So I'll do that. And then they need big R, big R. They have that right there. They'll cover that up. All right, and that is the end of that because we don't have any more room to put extra dice. You can also put a spade here to have temporary dice slots for the turn. Now, in reverse turn order, we're going to go to the third phase, which is resource upgrade phase. Now, in this phase, we have the opportunity to buy new plots, which are how we're going to get more plants. A dice slot, which is right here. An action marker, which are over there, or an assistant. So this player's first, they have 2 coins. What they're going to do with their 2 coins is buy an assistant. So they're going to do that, and they're going to buy this assistant. Anytime they fulfill a trait, any other trait that matches that on their cards, they can fill in for free, which is pretty awesome. And whenever you buy something, it gets more expensive. All right, let's see here. I'm actually going to take an extra action marker, which is 3. So I have $3. 1, 2, 3, and I'll take this. Okay, then that gets more expensive. They have no coins, so they pass. I have 3 coins. Oh man, do I want to bankrupt myself? I'm going to do it. I'm going to take a new plot for 2. So I take a new plot. Let me slide this over a little bit. And I'll put it right here. So I now have 3 places to plant pea plants. All right. And that is the end because I don't want to buy anything else. And that would go up. Now, at the end of the round, you move the clock. You move all these down 1 space because everything gets cheaper. Take all your workers back. All right, and then all the dice will come back to the board. Had them in a nice pyramid before, but I'm not going to do that this time. Let's see, grab these. Oops. All the cards that didn't get purchased will go away. I'll flip 3 new ones. And then refill coins on all of these. Assistants that didn't get purchased go away, or hired, I guess. We'll get 3 new ones, and then we'll go again. So this is how the game is going to keep going through 4 rounds. You're going to play just like that. In the 5th round, we're not going to do this section because there's no reason to buy anybody else because the game is over. At the end of round 5, any completed pea plant you have on your board, so if this is the end of round 5, any completed pea plants that we have, we can harvest for free. So I could take this off and then turn this into scoring. So that would be 7 points. They would do the same. And then we're going to do final scoring. So the way final scoring is, you can flip it over your board on the back and kind of keep track. You'll count up all your points. So in this case, I have 7. You're going to get 1 point. You're going to get points for all of these, which I didn't go into. There's some research spaces on here that for every card that you have that has a big T or little t that you've completed, you would get extra points. So say I did that, I would get 2 extra points. You can do little t over here. Those give you 3 extra points. Every card you have on your board that isn't completed, you're going to get 1 point for every trait. So if I had some, I could get 2 points, and you get 1 point for every coin. And then whoever has the most points is the winner. If you get past 50, you can put a marker down there. Just keep going. If you get to 100, same thing. So that's how you play Genotype. Let's go up the top. See what we think about it. All right, well, that was Genotype. Man, I gotta say, we backed this game. It was a long time ago, and I forgot about it. And all of a sudden, we get a shipping notice from Funnigan Games. I'm like, wait a minute, what are we getting from Funnigan Games? I didn't order anything. Next day, this game shows up. Crack open the box, and it looks amazing. So one of the things that drew us into this game was, one, Genius Games has some cool games that are based on educational themes. So animal cells, cellulosis, plant cells. This one is study of pea plants in the Punnett Square. And you're just trying, and that's an interesting way to learn about a topic, but also have fun playing a game, which is what drew us in. Then when I opened the box, I saw these amazing custom dice with the mutated genes on all the different colors, the amazing cards with awesome art. I think the pictures on these cards are killer. These awesome little meeples that are little spades. What else? Like these little pea plant trait validators, which are like little leaves. Everything about this game has stellar production. You know, it would have been a little cooler maybe if this was something else. It might be in the not cheapo version, but I don't know. I can't speak to that. But man, I was thinking, you know, this game is probably going to be kind of light and not that great. And then I played it. It was light-ish, but it was great. So this game is super fun. Worker placement game like you saw. It's broken down into the 3 phases of the work phase, the I can't ever remember what that other one is called, plant breeding phase, and then the resource upgrade phase. The first 2 phases go in turn order, so turn order is pretty important in those first 2 phases, but then the last phase, when you're buying cards and upgrades, it goes in reverse turn order, so you're never really left out. There's just so much stuff that you're trying to do in here and not enough time. You have 3 workers at the beginning, you're trying to plant your pea plant, you're trying to validate some of the traits, you're trying to go to the university, validate easier, trying to get tools, trying to get more plants. You want to come over here to manipulate the Punnett Square so you can get more opportunities for your traits that you need to come out. You want to make sure you have money so you can get one of these awesome assistants, or, you know, an extra plot so you can keep planting. There's just so much stuff you want to do and not enough time. There's 5 rounds. Feels like there's not enough to do everything that you want to do, but by the 3rd or 4th round, you got this nice engine going where, you know, you're planting 3 plants, you're harvesting 3 plants, you're getting all this stuff going. You've got assistants up and running so you can get a little bit of, you know, special abilities going to help you out on your journey. Just amazing. Everything about this game is amazing. Has a rule book, which is clearly laid out and easy to teach. Has a solo version as well. Has, you know, a round summary on the back as well, which is awesome. And it also has, I don't have it over here, but it has a book. Oh, I do have it. It's right here. It has a book all about the science behind the game. So it's, you know, why you're doing what you're doing at certain points in the game, what the section of the board is in reference to in regards to that. I'm probably not going to read that because I don't care, but I know Katie was super pumped because she likes to know about the theme and why the theme is there and all that. So it's a nice touch. Not important to me at all, but I know some people who are going to love this. So man, this game is awesome. I'm so glad I said it. I have it, and I've said awesome about 37 times. And I'm trying to use a new word because there are other words in the English language that are equivalent. But I'm going to give this a BGM accepted seal. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10 on BGG, which is a pretty high praise, which is a 4.5 out of 5 wrenches on an arbitrary wrench scale that means absolutely nothing. But we like to give it the games that we enjoy. And that's what I'm going to do. So that's Genotype from Genius Games. I'm Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics. And as always, keep gaming.